Hey guys, and welcome back to some more Lost Judgment on the PS5. Last off, we had done some side cases, get a little bit more money and a little bit more SP. I know these two were actually kind of locked behind. That I need to get some play passes, I think I need 3. And that I need to find roses, I think? We have to find a certain thing. So all that's left really is the body model one, and also looking for the last 2 of those statues. So with that, we're going to head right back to the Yokohama 99 Detective Agency, rest on the couch, and we're going to continue the story a bit. And I'm kind of pushing on this one a bit harder than Far Cry 36, just because I don't know, I just really enjoy it. Maybe it's because it's different, maybe it's because I like the Yakuza games, so I love the combat on this. Or maybe it's the interesting approach on story, where it's regarding legal cases and then uncovering the mysteries as a detective. Or probably just a mix of all that, really. But I just really enjoy it. It's really fun. Really fun, so I enjoy doing more on this. More of the side cases, more on the main story. And also, I see that actually more and more people have been checking out the parts, which I greatly appreciate. And that gives me even more of a reason to continue playing through this game and getting it uploaded for you guys. Oh, actually, let's check our SP really quick. Only 7,000, so what was I aiming for last time? Right, I wanted to get the attack boosts, but that's 40,000, 80,000. You know, based on how tough the boss fights get, I think boosting the EX gauge wouldn't be a bad idea. That's awesome that the music actually changes with your fighting style. That's cool. I'm just changing styles so that way I can get that Legend Conqueror. Gets you 200 more, so totally worth it. Nice. 720 and an additional 520. Plus, from the original Judgment to this one, I really like the bonus SP that you get from fights, based on how you fight them. Uh-oh. Wait, isn't this kids from the school? Why don't they be fighting us? I thought we were on good terms with all of them. Oh, that's right, there's the school cases. You know what? Actually, after we... Oh man, didn't see him coming. After we progress the story a little bit, I'll probably go ahead and do some school cases. We actually haven't touched on those in a while. Last time was the story introduction of them. Alright, so let's head back into Yokohama 99 and just sleep on the couch, as nice as that sounds. Hey there, little doggy. That's cool. That's always cool seeing that dog there. Alright, let's rest on the couch then. And it heals us up. Perfect. Perfecto.
You know how they say your life flashes before your eyes when you're dying? That shit's real talk.
You saw it all, huh?
Yeah. There I am, bleeding out. And suddenly I'm getting the 3rd degree from Matsugane-san. Back when I was still just a rookie. Captain Hamura stares me down like, time to lose that pinky. And then, Higashi starts crying for me. Oh, if I'm gonna go, I ought to get a better final scene than that shit, right? Right?
I'm sure it'll be rosier when the time comes for real. Glad you pulled through, man.
That bastard Soma, though. Next time, he's fucked. We could have avenged Sawa-sensei if it weren't for that stupid ambush.
Well, you didn't tell the cops about him, did you?
Had to give the cops a statement, so I did. With a generous side of bullshit.
That'll get you busted, you know.
I'm joking. All I said was the truth. That I got knifed by the same twisted fuck who got Sawa-sensei.
In that case, it's only a matter of time until Soma's arrested. So for now, we'll go after Kuwana, the piece that ties it all together. We just have to find him before RK does.
Kuwana, huh? He's on my shit list too, just so you know.
Huh?
Kuwana must have had some sort of agenda back when he first met us. In fact, it's probably 'cause you were looking into Mikoshiba. He palled around with me all because of that. I'm just a sucker of the agency, huh?
I wouldn't say that.
Still. The moment an ass for me to kick turns up, this is the shape I'm in.
Just focus on getting better. Tsukuma will stop by later, too.
What? Sugiura gonna give me the cold shoulder?
He and I are off to question Mamiya. He said he'd drive us from Ijincho and everything.
Well, glad Kaito recovered from that. That's good. Now we're gonna go see Mamiya again, even though she probably doesn't want to see Yagami again. Alright, I should head back to Yokohama 99. I'm sure Sugiura has a car ready by now. Yeah. Which I don't... Yeah, it's definitely not that far from here. Might as well take him down really quick. Love that takedown from the snake style. Works awesome when they're dodging.
Let's play.
I'll still hold off on using that boxer style. Ooh, actually, should have enough for... Yes, we do. Wait, EX extension. Oh, let's turn an EX boost. Good. Now we're gonna get some progress. Especially because, ironically, I'm not really that worried. I'm not having enough EX to do some moves, just because that thing's charging up pretty well. That song back there sounds familiar. What the? Well, I guess that's why they don't want you to jaywalk. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me swap the snake. There we go. I just want to take these guys down quick. Not so worried about that 200 SP right now. That last hit was a bit unfair, though.
Waste.
Because I know I hit L1 to dodge at the correct time. Okay, I guess we talk to Sugiura, and we'll go. Oh, what's Tsukuma got to say?
Yagamishi. I'm relieved Kaito-san made it through. But I can't help feeling responsible. If I hadn't asked you to come to Ijincho, this could have been entirely avoided.
No reason to beat yourself up. Soma's the one at fault here. Kaito-san sees it that way too.
Yagamishi.
Yeah, he's right.
So, we off to see Mamiya? I'm ready whenever you are.
Yep, let's go.
Yep, let's go.
Alright, let's do this. If your theory is accurate, then Mamiya was involved in both Kawai and Mikoshiba's murders. And even if that's off, we can at least learn more about Kawana-san as a teacher.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was, we found out he was the teacher of the class. East Ikebukuro, Yui Mamiya's apartment. Let's see if she's even gonna let us in.
Yes?
Hi, it's Yagami. I dropped by with Genda Law the other day.
Not again.
I have just a few more questions I'd like to ask you.
You told me the last visit would be your only one. Seriously, why do you keep showing up here uninvited? Please, just leave me alone.
I suppose I should mention, I'm here today as a detective, not a lawyer.
So what?
And my partner here is Sugiura. He's with an agency called Yokohama 99.
Never heard of him.
He's based in Ijincho. He's working a case. Maybe you saw it on the news? The murder of Seiryo High teacher Yoko Sawa, killed in her own apartment. You and Sawa-san were classmates in high school, is that correct? After leaving Kurokawa 13 years ago, Sawa-san moved to Ijincho to teach. Are you still there?
What is it you want? I haven't seen Yoko-chan since graduation. Now go. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Maybe you'll remember Kitakata-sensei then. I ran into him at Sawa-sensei's home right before the murder. He was your homeroom teacher at Kurokawa, but resigned after the Mitsuru Kusamoto incident. Just like you, he appears to be connected to Sawa-san.
So why am I being singled out? Can't you just ask someone else?
Believe me, it's a long list. But right now, we're here to find out how Sawa-san got mixed up in all this. You two weren't necessarily on bad terms, were you?
If I had to say, we weren't on the best terms either.
Ah, how convenient. Because that's a perspective I'd like to hear more about as well.
My husband will be home soon. Can you keep it quick?
I'll give it my best shot.
Exactly. Thanks for hearing us out.
Hold on just a moment.
Nice. So we actually are getting in to talk to her. How fortunate.
Wonder what's going on. You don't think she bolted, do you?
Wouldn't count on it.
Should we ring again?
She's taking her sweet time in there. Is she trying to figure out an escape plan or something? I don't know.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I just wanted to clean up a little.
Is your son home today?
He's at English school right now. I have to pick him up soon.
Doesn't your husband help with any of that? You said he'd be home soon, right?
Excuse me, but you are in no place to make those kinds of comments.
Sorry. Didn't mean to pry.
Well, what is it you want to ask?
Where do I start? I have a ton of questions for her. But if I piss her off, we might get booted out of here with nothing to show for it. Have you seen Kitakata? Do you remember Mitsuru Kusamoto? The groping was orchestrated right. Okay, that obviously pissed her off. So... How about
Do
him?
you remember Mitsuru Kusamoto?
Yes, we were classmates in high school.
He jumped off the school's roof after his classmate Shinya Kawai bullied him. I hear he's still in a coma, 13 years later.
Weren't you going to ask me about Yoko-chan?
I was, but there seemed to be an awful lot of Kurokawa graduates surrounding this case. And strangely enough, they were all in your class. Kitakata-sensei being the prime example, as well as a guy named Akaike-san. Remember him?
Well, you're right. We were in the same class.
And would you say you're all familiar with Mitsuru Kusamoto's situation?
Yes, but that's not a warm memory for any of us.
I understand. I'm sure it's not.
Alright, we're off to a decent start. I should keep it rolling and carefully build up to our point. Alright, carefully select the next one. Yeah, let's do this.
Have you been in contact with Kitakata-sensei lately?
I haven't. He's someone I'd rather not have in my life.
Are you surprised that he stayed in Ijincho after resigning from the school?
No, not really.
How about the fact that now he's using an alias?
I had no clue. But again, he has nothing to do with me.
None of this seems to phase her. Maybe I should take it a step further. My only option, so I guess let's get right into it.
The groping was orchestrated, right?
Excuse you?
When Akihiro Ihara grabbed you on the train, you were in on that, weren't you? The whole thing was a conspiracy, staged to play out as it did.
You need to leave. Right now.
Dude, what gives?
No one would even think to consider a predator and his victim could be accomplices. It's unheard of. But if it was to establish a murder alibi, that's another story, considering how much lighter the sentence is. That way, Ihara got away with killing Mikoshiba, paying only a fraction of the price. But as luck would have it, proving it is going to require you to cooperate with us now.
If you don't get up this second, I am calling the police. I mean it.
It took me quite a long time to figure out how you and Ihara were connected. But once I learned Yokosawa attended Kurakawa, it all started falling into place. She was in your homeroom class. She looked after Toshiro Ihara. She was the link to everyone. But just before I could ask her about any of this, she was murdered by a Kamurocho gang. That same gang has been hunting your old teacher, Kitakata-sensei.
What is it you want from me?
Lamia-san, do you have any idea where Kitakata-sensei could be? He may be Kawana the handyman, but he hasn't answered his work line since Sawa-san's murder.
I don't know. He was my teacher a decade ago. I barely remember his face.
Well, I'm willing to wager Kitakata-sensei still remembers yours. I'll prove it right now.
Oh, God.
There's no way you sorry about that. You Kitakata, alias Kuwana, had forgotten Yui Mamiya's face. The proof of that is... oh yeah, the video that he actually had.
See for yourself.
No.
This was recorded at Kurakawa Academy 13 years ago. Feeling nostalgic yet? It was well hidden. Your Kitakata-sensei had it on a USB drive. He really didn't want this thing being seen. The most interesting part is the date. It's the very same day Mitsuru Kusumoto jumped off the school roof. And hanging out in the back, we see you, laughing and cheering right along with the other bullies.
Guess it's safe to say it's a good thing your family wasn't home. Wouldn't exactly want them seeing this, would we?
Has this video come up? Has Kitakata-sensei ever mentioned to you that he had it?
Please. Please delete it.
Considering the angle, I get the feeling that this was recorded in secret. And based on your reaction, did you even know it existed?
You know what happened to Mitsuru-kun. He's been in a coma ever since what you did to him that day. But still, only one of you took the fall. Shinya Kawai took all the blame. Well, sorta, being that he got fired, Kitakata-sensei took heat too. Still, you all just moved right along with your lives. You've even got happy little families. What? Are you expecting someone?
Amiya-san?
Well, I knew it would happen someday.
What do you mean?
That's not her husband. Oh. What the?
Let's Looks like she wanted some company over.
These guys. Well, that's not who I was expecting at all.
Come on.
What the? Oh. These guys are pretty weak, actually. That looks like it hurts. Man, those masked guys really aren't that tough. Especially if they don't hit you with a baseball bat.
Well, this turned into a shit show.
And would you look at that? Our old friend Takayuki-san showed up to play a part.
Oh, no way.
So you are all working together.
What should we do with them? They're the jerks who hurt Tsukumo-kun, right?
Break every finger on their hand, it still won't make you even. Come on, they may have more on the way. I have an old haunt in mind we move this to, and Mamiya-san's coming with.
Huh?
Let's not cause a scene, okay? I'd hate for a finger to slip and post this video.
Wow, I thought she'd be a part of it, but I didn't think like that. Charles game area.
You think this is your personal jail, Yagami? What makes you think you can keep bringing captives here?
Well, it's the safest spot we know. Doesn't it feel good to be such a reliable friend?
Yeah, Higashi, be cool. We won't be around long.
Be cool. You think time's the issue? This is about respect, man.
What you call? We kicking him out?
Oh, quick bit of news, Higashi-san. Kaito-san got shanked in Yokohama.
What? What the fuck? Kaito Aniki? By who?
You'll know once we're done explaining. Let me introduce you to Mamiya-san first. She called up her friends to come after us just a little bit ago.
Yeah. And I'd do it again.
I don't give a shit about that. What happened to Aniki? You better have paid him back already, Yagami. Fuck those RK assholes. And how could Aniki have let him get to him like that?
Now that Higashi-san's up to speed, should we get to it? I imagine Mamiya-san doesn't want to drag this out.
What do you intend to do with me?
First, you'll tell us everything you know. We'll decide how to deal with you afterward.
Okay. So now I guess we just interrogate her? They got anything to say? Nope. Okay. Let's get to it.
Then let's get this over with. What do you want to know?
Ooh. Oh, quit or just talk about the bullying video. Bullying video. Let's go.
Let's start with the video. Any thoughts you'd care to share? I found it on a flash drive in Kitakata-sensei's room. Or should I say, Kawana's. I take it that means he's the one who recorded it.
Yes.
That means Kawana already knew back then the rest of you were bullies too?
Yes.
If that's the case, then why was Shinya Kawai the only student thrown under the bus for it? Kawana-san didn't show that tape to anyone else?
We had no idea we were even being taped. We didn't find out about the video, or the reason he sat on it so long until way after graduating.
Why exactly did he sit on it for so long?
Kitakata-sensei said he kept it so he could teach us for the rest of our lives.
What?
If that video came out at the time of the incident, I'm sure life would have been hard for us then. After all, Kawai was exposed online, and that would mean millions of yen in compensation for damages.
Yeah, but you guys could have wound up in the same boat.
No. At most, we would have come across as dumb kids he roped into helping him. We might have caught some flack. But people would chalk it up to kids and their cliques and move on. But that's only how I would have gone if it had come out while we were still teenagers.
You're saying circumstances are different now?
I have a child now. A husband, an upscale apartment. If the world sees that tape now, I'll lose it all. And what do you think would happen to my son? The son of a woman who drove a kid to attempt suicide. His life would be ruined. That recording is more than kids being cruel. Mitsuru jumped from the school roof that very night and is still in a coma today.
I get it. You have that much more to lose now than when you were a kid.
So with this video as leverage, Kitakata-sensei is continuing to teach his former pupils?
Same for all my classmates. Kurokawa Academy is a prestigious school, after all. Most graduates go off to great universities and land high-paying jobs. One started his own company. Others have families.
And they're all in your position too, huh? If that video gets out, they lose everything.
Exactly. Do you get it now? He waited for all of us to get what we wanted in life, just so he could threaten to take it all away. And when that time came, he started contacting us. Every student you see in that video.
When was the first time Kawana approached you?
5 years ago. I was out on a walk with my son, when he came strolling up out of the blue. At first, I barely recognized him. His eyes were so hollow. Then, without so much as a word, he took out his phone and played that video. He's a psychopath!
Well, all you kids tormenting Mitsuru looked pretty psychopathic to me.
Oh, and you're so perfect. An angel who never once acted out of line. Never lashed out at someone weaker than you, or sided with the group to shut someone out. Everyone does it! We were just lucky enough to have some creep tape us, picking on some kid who couldn't take it. Why did this have to happen to me?
I'd say it's because bad things happen to bad people. You'll sling your barbs from a safe distance, but once you're on the other side of it, you curl up and play victim.
You said it was 5 years ago that Kawana showed you the video? Reminds me of something Shirosaki-sensei was looking into.
What?
There was this guy, I think his name was Shinya Kawai. Something about him getting snatched off the streets about 5 years back.
Kawana stepped back into Mamiya and the others' lives 5 years ago, around when Kawai was abducted, which means there's a connection. Ooh, this is getting deep for sure.
Then it was you guys. You're the ones who abducted him in Kamurocho and murdered him.
No! It wasn't us! We could never do something like that!
Wasn't us, huh? So you're not denying he was murdered after all? Who was it then?
All Sensei told us was to find Kawai somewhere in Kamurocho, then bring him back with us, no matter what it took.
Did Kawana tell you what he wanted with him?
He needs to be there when you all beg for forgiveness, is all he said. And if we refused, he'd leak the video. So we all went to see Kawai, but he wanted nothing to do with Sensei. Considering he'd cost him everything, that came as no surprise.
But doing nothing would cost the rest of you everything too.
Yes. So we had to force him into our van. After he put up a fight.
Yeah, that lines up with what the local eyewitnesses said. So then what happened? Nobody's heard from the guy since.
We were directed to bring him to a wharf in Yokohama. And that's where we begged for forgiveness. After that, he said we were free to go. All except Kawai.
So you left him there alone with Kawana?
We had to. The day after, I got a message on my phone from Sensei.
What did it say?
Nothing. There was only a video. It was of all of us, pushing Kawai into the van. Turns out he recorded what we did in the city. You can see all our faces so clearly. How he covered Kawai's mouth as he screamed for help. Even if you know all the backstory, the video is a clear-cut abduction. As I was watching it the first time, another message came in. This time, a picture. When I saw it, I just went cold. That's when I knew I would never be able to escape him. It was a picture of Kawai. Dead. Anyone who saw those messages would think we killed him after shoving him into the van.
And that's how he got his real leverage on his former students.
Since then, we've been at his beck and call. No matter what he tells us to do, we wouldn't dare refuse him.
He's giving you orders?
That man! He forces us to help him. He makes us accomplices to murder.
Murder?
Wow. That's horrible. Wow. And at first I thought Kawano was actually a really nice and helpful guy. Apparently not. Apparently he's very crooked. That's crazy. They're being forced to help Kuwana kill people? This case is finally cracking wide open. Oh, yes it is. Very wide open.
What the hell? Murder who, exactly?
Any bullies involved in suicides. That's who Sensei's got it in for. Anyone he can find across the country. He doesn't even care how old the case is. If a student commits suicide, and bullying is suspected as the cause, he'll turn up. As far as I know, counting Kawai, I think he's killed at least 7 people.
7? How's he doing this?
So his idea of justice is killing bullies? Across the entire country?
He said that's the only way we can atone. Anyone who drives someone to suicide must always face justice. Until society comes to terms with this, he says we'll keep getting our hands dirty. That way, we might be able to save the next few Mitsurus before it's too late for them.
Not sure I should say this out loud, but I'm kind of rooting for this guy now.
Yeah, let's not.
So was the murder of Hiro Mikoshiba part of that agenda? We know Mikoshiba drove Ihara-san to suicide 4 years prior. That has to be why Kawana let Ihara murder him, and how you found your role in establishing his alibi.
Not just me. Grabbing Mikoshiba required a good number of people. All the people who pinned Ihara down. And even the ones who filmed it, they were working for Sensei.
So that's how it went down.
We had an unspoken agreement that we wouldn't directly take part in any killing. He just makes us his accomplices somehow. Like luring a target or digging a hole for a body. But the one thing we can't ever do is turn him down. If we do, he'll send his video of us abducting Kawai to the police. And then Kawai's body will turn up with our fingerprints all over his corpse. And we know that because he's hidden Kawai's corpse in a freezer somewhere.
What?
He's preserving one of his murder victims?
So as long as he has that, you're wrapped around his finger.
That's crazy. That he's even keeping the body so that way he can use it as leverage. Yeah, this story's getting a lot more interesting again. It was already interesting, but now it's getting even more because now we're getting answers. Mitsuru Kusumoto's case 13 years ago was the catalyst that drove Kuwana to executing bullies. Hiro Mikoshiba, who Ihara murdered, was just one of many, and behind him, Kuwana was pulling the strings all along.
Sounds to me like Kawana's had one thing on his mind for 13 years. Sitting on that video and becoming an Ijincho handyman was all in service of his real motive, killing off bullies. He's dragged all his former students into this hell, until the day it destroys every single one of you.
Is today that day?
We'll see. I'm still curious about a few things though, if you don't mind.
What?
There are these scumbags chasing down Kawana called RK. What part did they play? Strangely enough, they never came up once during your confession. So tell me, why'd they come for Yokosawa?
That I don't know for certain. But Sensei did reach out to Yoko-chan about 6 months ago over the phone. He was asking her about the suicide at Seiryo High.
The suicide at Seiryo High. You must be talking about Toshiro Ehara.
The lawsuit played out like no bullying took place, right? That the school wasn't responsible. But Yoko-chan was a teacher there, and Sensei was able to get the truth out of her.
How'd he do that? What did he say?
From Yoko-chan's perspective, she and Sensei were both just teachers dealing with students attempting suicide. I think that's why she let her guard down and told them everything. After learning the truth, Sensei believed Mikoshiba needed to be held accountable.
So if Sawa-sensei hadn't talked to him, Ehara wouldn't have gotten involved? And none of this would be happening in Ijincho?
Possibly.
No, this isn't right. Sawa-sensei didn't know Kawana's identity or his objectives. She thought she was just talking through her problems with a sympathetic ex-teacher. At the very least, she sure as hell didn't deserve to die for that!
It's not like we're the ones who did it.
Who is it?
Block number. Hello?
Yo, know who this is, Yagami?
Kawana?
Yeah. I heard you're looking for me.
Where are you?
I'm willing to meet you now if you come alone. But you have to let Mamiya go in exchange.
What?
Alright. She's free as soon as I see you.
Works for me. Then come on down to your office. I thought I'd let myself in.
What?
Gotta say, this chair's pretty comfy.
Pretty sure I locked up behind me when I left.
Listen, I'll only meet you alone. No one else. And don't make me wait long, or I could change my mind.
He told me to meet him alone. You can let Mamiya-san go once I confirm he's there.
You gonna be alright by yourself?
Well, he already knows Mamiya-san's with us. I'm guessing he was watching us from somewhere. And I can't afford to do anything that would piss him off enough to make him disappear.
Got it.
Oh, we'll take care of this end of it. Shouldn't you move your ass?
Yep. Some updates everywhere. Alright, Kawana, Yuki Takada, former teacher. In order to atone for Mitsuru Kusumoto's murder, he says he's made it his goal to purge this country of bullies. Also the individual who helped Akihiko Ehara with his vengeful murder of Hiro Mikoshiba. Yep. And people for that. I think that was the same thing. Yeah. And... yeah, nothing new there. Okay. Oh, guess that was the only update.
Oh, we'll take care of this end of it. Shouldn't you move your ass?
Yeah, but I want to talk with you guys
I'll
first.
keep an eye on Mamiya-san until you ring. You cool with that?
Just go already. You're done with me now, aren't you?
That's a lot of bombshell to just suddenly drop on how much her and the classmates were involved and how Kawana was forcing them to do it with blackmail the whole time. That's crazy. See if I can get a little bit of SP before going over.
I wish you hadn't.
Nice.
What a waste.
And 1,000 yen right there.